building. Scott.
Of course I'm for a bigger military. Bigger boys, bigger bulges, but smaller uniforms.
Nick.
I want the military expanded around the borders of this country. I want this country harder to get into than an 18-year-old virgin in a straitjacket.
All right, Carole.
The military is just like a man. Nothing is ever big enough.
Hey, Dom.
I also want bigger boys, bigger men, bigger bulges. Yeah, spend more money. Forget about them.
All right, there we go. So, Scott, what do you think? Do we need a bigger military?
No, you just need smaller countries to invade, maybe.
Well, the big question is this. Militarily, do you guys feel like, obviously, should we acknowledge that we have a lot of enemies and now it's time to go out and do this? Or should we just back off and just go like every other country and just say, okay, let's keep our own business on our own and not have wars?
I think we should keep our business at home. I think they're spending $1 billion a week.
Yeah.
You know, why don't we take $500 million and teach the kids in our school, pay our teachers more?
Well,
You're right. You know what? She got a point. We should teach our kids how dangerous Islam really is.
Yeah.
I think you should...
No, because you know what? If you're gonna teach kids how to use guns, you might as well make sure you learn how to spell guns too.
There
okay?
we go. And I think you should spend money on teaching them geography so that Americans know where Iraq is.
Yeah. That's true.
And we should spend money to wipe out diseases, cancer, AIDS, liberalism. You know.
Oh, there we go.
I think we should get more strippers and whores. Hey. You know what kills me is like all the violence in this country that's wasted. We got these guys who never really wanted to be in a war, that join the reserves, poor saps over there holding a gun. What about all the kids? What about the guys in Brooklyn with the baseball bats? Send them over.
Yeah,
Send the gangs over. These are the guys who want to kill.
right.
I'm worried. They're talking about like...
Am I right?
They're talking about using National Guardsmen now. Those aren't professional soldiers. I don't want some guy in a foxhole in Iraq going, you know, can we get Saddam? I gotta get back to Kinko's by Friday, you know.
Hey, my brother just got back from Kuwait.
That's right.
He's in the Marines, and I would have been over there fighting beside him every minute. It wasn't for the fact that I get really sweaty palms. I do. I get anxiety attacks when I get shot at. I'm no pussy, you know what I'm saying? I just get a little anxious.
No, it's a gun slips. I understand. But what about this? I mean, you're saying, of course, there should be more teachers, more schools. I would say that. Right. But some people would say the other side of that argument is that none of that's going to happen if we don't really seriously. While we're learning our little ABCs, you know, all these people all over the world are being destroyed by dictatorships, and we have a chance, you know, through our power to do something about that.
But that isn't why he went into Iraq, though. I mean, it wasn't a humanitarian thing.
What about Liberia?
Yeah. But you're not in Liberia. He just went over there.
Hey, we sent 50 guys. What do they want?
Yeah, and all they did was take pictures of him with an elephant. I mean, that's about it. So, I mean, there's...
He's a Republican.
I mean, if it really is about humanitarian intervention, then they would be in Liberia, and they would be in Sierra Leone, and they would be in...
But we tried to go to Somalia, and we got shot out.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
So what? It was still a humanitarian intervention. You can't just automatically take the...
Well, there's a lot more people dead in Iraq than there were in Somalia.
And there were a lot more dying before we got over there than there were in Iraq. I mean, there were.
But what are you saying? That you're saying because it's in Africa, they're more likely to die?
What's that?
I mean, because it's Somalia. Like, what about Iraq? There's more dead in Iraq than ever died in the Somalia.
It doesn't matter. The point is, I know what's been happening. You've been out there with a little Hollywood crew where America gets the lack of the benefit of the doubt every time out. And it's like, well, but we did this. We still were the lesser of two evils in Iraq, Somalia, and anywhere else in the goddamn world.
Whoa.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
Because he does this thing with his mouth.
Oh, that's what he was doing. I thought that was his tongue, and it was really weirdly shaped.
I figured Scott could have still understood it with something in his mouth. Oh, look.
Hey.
What did I say?
Okay, I'm up for the challenge. Seriously.
That's my boy.
I'll read Exodus with the down my throat. I can do it.
And somebody told...
What?
You're blushing.
No,
he is blushing. You want to be the guy that sticks it down my throat? Seriously, I'll do the Pledge of Allegiance with your down my throat. Okay, American citizenship.
All jokes aside, not to lower ourselves for ratings, but Nick, do it.
Come on, man. Man, that's why I'm on the show.
I think I hit a purple nerve.
I'll give you one of these. That makes it easier.
But let me ask you this. If you're doing that, If a guy's giving you head, seriously,
This is an important issue.
and you're not looking down,
Right.
does that make you gay?
No.
If you're looking straight ahead, like there's something coming in the distance.
Right.
And if he's wearing a wig, it doesn't make you gay. And that means
Am I right?
and that includes a do-rag.
Thank God. Hey, Nick, that means we're not gay.
There we go.
What if a girl? Well, it doesn't matter. Here's a
No, but
story.
that doesn't matter.
All right, the girl's doing it, then the last minute she pulls off. You don't know, and a guy goes on.
You're gay.
All right,
I'm sorry. I led you down that dirty road.
I don't know where the hell this went.
Yes,
That was the fun, spontaneous show.
yes, we should spend more money on
And
military.
yeah.
No, but I mean, the truth is, we went to Somalia with the best of intentions. There's no oil there, nothing there. We got blown out of that joint.
Then we should have. Then they left. People don't want that. If they want
They
to.
wanted us there. The warlord, whatever his name was, he got everybody riled up against us over there.
But then if they're against us, we shouldn't be there.
They're not against us. They just
How
thought
do
they
you
were.
know that? How do you just thought they were?
He's
Because
the
I saw
host.
Black
He
Hawk
knows.
Down. I have it on DVD. Well, you people watch these messages and achieve personal growth. I'll stay here alone with these people and stagnate. We'll be right back. Well, I don't know if you've checked out this new show, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, but here's a clip. Ready?
We took a slab of raw beef and we made it into, what was that designer meat?
Sort of like
Tasso
a
ham.
Tasso ham.
Yay!
Okay. Let's ask Scott, you're our representative.
Oh, yes. Yes, I represent the gay community.
Yes.
Well, actually, I've never actually seen the show, so I can't really comment on it. But I don't think your outfit's working there very
Really?
much.
What would you,
I think we need a little bit of a
Oh,
scarf.
thank you.
This here. What do you think? Bring out your eyes. Because you've got lovely baby blues
Thank
here.
you, Scott.
And absolutely something on top
Oh,
here.
thank you very
A
much.
bit of a beret. And I'm not finished, people.
Oh.
And because you're a married woman, a married woman bindi.
Oh, thank you.
We have somewhere to focus. But anyways, that's
Thank you very much. So,
now that works.
I knew this guy who's not only gay, but he was lactose intolerant. They called him the non-dairy queen. Come on.
Come on, people. Come
I'm
on.
making that up. What do you guys think of a show like this? Any reactions?
Yeah. I have a reaction, an allergic one. Change the channel.
What don't you like about this show?
Come on, don't we have enough? We got Will and Grace, we got Queer as Folk, we got Everybody Loves Semen. Enough of this stuff.
Well, how about this then, since this is so scintillating? A videotape of men hunting nude women in the Nevada desert with paintball guns. Oh, you heard about this? It was started as a spoof, but now it's become an actual sport. Look at this. Now, first, go ahead.
You know how they track them by their scent.
Ah. Scott, did that music not sound like a rubber-knighted mine shaft or something? Did you hear that music?
Yes, it did. Bear
So
night.
guys are paying $5,000 to $10,000 to participate. City officials are investigating the whole thing. I mean, this is the jump the shark of humanity, no? This is the cultural, a bunch of drunken Arab sheiks and Japanese businessmen living out their war hero fantasy by trying to splatter $3 worth of Earl Scheib on the titties of a 20-year-old incest survivor with a botched collagen job and an ecstasy hangover.
Wow.
I'll sell it to Dennis Miller.
I'd like
Go
to
ahead,
see.
Dick, what do you think?
I feel the same way about that. You know, that shows us to do about real hunting. Unless you can eat what you capture, it's just cruel, huh? And you might even want to use the skins to make clothes, although, you know, it's going to look like the Partridge Family bus after all that paint.
The problem, first of all, that hurts. Those little balls, they hurt.
Yeah.
If it goes
They
up
do.
the wrong place,
How
it's
do
like
you
a
know?
really painful enema. That's all I'm saying.
She lives out there. Go ahead.
If it costs $5 to $10 grand to do that, you should be able to tie them to the roof of your car like they do Dare when you drive back to the hotel.
I'd like to see not only hot chicks, but like Italian grandmothers.
Oh,
with the
yeah, that would be good.
Stop it and fart.
Shooting the tomato sauce.
Ah, son of a bitch. I don't want to feel.
Now, would you guys do this if it was free?
I would totally do it.
You would?
Yeah, I think it
He's
looks like
gay. He couldn't. He could
this would be fun. No, I meant I'd be one of the people being hunted.
One of them.
Oh no, that's misogynist.
No, there you go.
Boy, I'll tell you, I have no problem with a bunch of guys firing paintballs at me as I run naked through the belt like a gazelle.
Why don't you go to...
I said belt.
What's next, though? I mean, what's next? We start drugging these girls at bars and putting red tags on them, letting them run free in the morning? I mean...
Oh, not that again.
I've seen your tape.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think I did. It's not, really, it's not erotic enough for me. I like a little more, maybe, you know, from one of the kids in the hall or something.
All right, that's 2 for 2. It keeps getting back to this thing with the kids in the hall. Now, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, he's a little bit of a gay icon, despite how he feels about gay people, right?
Oh, totally. He's total trade.
They love him, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Rough trade, they would call it.
Rough trade, absolutely.
What the hell is rough trade?
Gay for pay, Nick. Come on.
You're the guy that they want you to be a little hard and a little bit, you know,
That's
low.
the problem with that show is these guys are taking straight guys and they're making them not sexy.
Right.
And I think it's ruining the allure of men. I mean, I would have sex with the long-haired slob before any of those queens.
No, you wouldn't. Would you?
Yeah, I would.
Well, let me ask you, Carole, you're from Vegas, right?
Yes.
Is this the kind of things, has it gotten that bored and decadent that people are just thinking of stupid stuff like this to do, or what?
I think so. I think so. I mean, it's as a woman, you just go, okay, what's next? Why don't you just have Caveman Day, where they just wear a little fur thing and just club them over the head?
Right, that's what...
But I mean, you're talking about no foreplay. I mean, these guys don't want to do any foreplay. They shoot them and screw them.
They do have that.
And they should be gay. Go to a bathhouse.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole thing is, well, what about those women? They're making a lot of money. I mean,
but they're not making as much. They only get paid. If they get hit, they get paid $1,000, and if they don't get hit, they get $2,500. These guys are they're getting charged $10,000. So where's the rest of the money
Well,
going?
that's just
The
over.
mafia, where else?
Of course.
Well, it's like dwarf tossing. I don't want to say
Bloody
dwarves can't be
dog.
tossed. If a dwarf wants to be tossed, go to it. You know?
Or if you don't want to dwarf toss, let's see you give him some money, keep him alive.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. It is kind of perverted.
Yeah.
I
Really?
guess. But
Come on!
But it's more like...
Not
What's the
really.
matter?
You think that's more perverted than the other thing where you're looking at, where the gay guys are remaking straight guys?
They're both kind of perverted.
I'd like to watch, like, heterosexual guys chase a gay guy up the street in pumps, you know?
I'd watch that. I'd watch
We don't
that.
have time for home movies. All right. Yeah, this was a bashing joke. Listen, here's a little something marketing research shows your demographic might respond to. We'll be right back. Here's how I'll liven it up. In addition to our wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, we may soon be getting in the mix over in Liberia. We are fortunate to have gotten an exclusive interview with the president of that war-cursed country, Charles Taylor. How are you, Mr. Taylor?
I am blessed, Colin. I am blessed to be welcoming the United States and George Bush to help us deal with the crisis that has become Africa. War, famine, genocide.
Well, but a lot of people are saying that you are the cause of much of the strife over there yourself.
Wait, Colin. A lot of people say, what, Colin? I have enemies. They say things. I'm sure you have a lot of enemies, and they say a lot of things about you.
Yeah, they do, but Sierra Leone wants to try you as a war criminal.
Wait. You see, Colin, when you use terms such as war criminal, you make me look like a monster. It's true, Colin, when I was in Sierra Leone, I was a very bad boy. But, Colin, have you ever been to Sierra Leone? These brothers are tripping. If you come down here, I will treat you like a king.
But didn't you kill the king?
Wait. Woo! Who told you that mess, Colin? I need a name. Do you know what I have to deal with here? You got little kids with machetes coming after you, trying to chop you up like Emerald Lagasse with a clove of garlic. Then you got teenagers running countries. You try to deal with a bunch of 12-year-olds with power. You ever see how many personal assistants the Osborne kids go through, huh? You tried to negotiate with somebody who thinks a girl is fat because she has both of her legs.
That sounds a little crazy, Mr. Taylor.
Maybe, but who would you rather deal with, me or Mugabe? I may be eccentric, but I'm not crazy. Don't go down to Zimbabwe. That brother is bipolar, Colin. He's going after white people like Paul Mooney.
Now, you have said you'll not leave the country until UN peacekeepers come in. But that poses a problem because they said they won't come in until you leave.
Colin, I can't leave. Have you ever had a bunch of 10-year-olds mad at you? These little bastards are walking around with machine guns. They're out quoting Tupac and Biggie and all drugged up and ready to kill. It's like your childhood stars over there in the U.S.
So what do we do? This is a stalemate.
Well, I don't know, but I have to go. They're having a surprise 13th birthday party for my Secretary of Defense.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
No problem.
And now back to me. It's my show. We'll be right back. Folks, the fantasy industry is out of control. For thousands of dollars, you can do everything from play baseball with major leaguers, jam with the old rock stars, shoot paintball like we said before. What's your ideal fantasy game, and what's the objective, and what are the rules? Scott!
Well, which camera? Here? Here? My fantasy show, it's like Queer Eye for the straight guy, but instead of making over straight men, we just try to make a straight guy. It's called Queer Eye for the Straight Bullseye. Each week, 5 gay men and 1 straight guy get together in some sexy location, like an abandoned Al-Qaeda camp. And then they have the weekend to see who can make the straight guy spew first. Each contestant is allowed 1 item to help him get the job done. One can use drugs and alcohol, another one money, one has lesbian porn, another employs blackmail, for example, a doctored photo of the guy having sex with Tyne Daly. The show ends when host Jeff Probst is given a vial of spooge to test it for straight guy DNA. After all, the proof is in the pudding.
Well put. All right. Don Irrera.
I think I have the guy for that show. Mine is a fantasy game played by spoiled, ungrateful professional athletes who have to go through a morality obstacle course to learn how to treat women with dignity. It's called, Yo Brother, Don't Beat the Bitch.
All right. Carole Montgomery.
My fantasy game is called Plaster Ball. The object is to stop men from coming up with stupid-ass games like hunting for Bambi. The only rule is to catch a man and plaster his scrotum to his thighs. Because everyone knows you have to plaster before you paint.
True enough. Nick DiPaolo.
My fantasy game would be called Musical Cheerleaders. It would be musical chairs, and the contestants would be the USC cheerleading squad, females only, sorry, Scott, wearing full uniforms but no panties. One of the chairs would have a hole cut in it so I could lie under it and stick my face through the hole. But here's the twist. We keep secretly adding chairs so the game would go on for hours and hours. The game would end when they finally catch on to what I'm doing or when I sprain my tongue, whichever comes first.
All right. Good enough. These are all valid shows. These are all valid network pitches, you know. I have a hunting game like that show, only where I hunt for all the people that have done me wrong in big or small ways, and they don't know that I hate them. So they think we're playing for fun. Then I switch to paintball with tainted blood balls that I've hidden in my ATV. And it's got various incurable strains with, like, syphilitic blood being the least harmful and HIV being the most. And then when I shoot them, they're standing there with their idiotic slack-jawed grins on their pig faces. And then I tell them what I did, and I take a picture and zero in on the eyes. I take a picture of their eyes, and they realize suddenly what's going to happen to them. And then I put the eyes on as my screensaver. I laugh every time I look at it. Guess what, folks? Game over. Good night.